Hey everybody, we're outside of the conservatory at the upper lip of one of our bioswales, and you're not going to be surprised that I have a cycad next to me. Our regular viewers will know that we love cycads around here because they're the poster child for rare plant conservation. Some of these are functionally extinct in the wild. Some of them make outstanding landscape plants. Those two things can and should be married. So I want to keep talking about cycads and especially put them into the context of how you can garden and work with them. I wanted to talk today about planting of cycads and a little bit about cycad roots. I'm really happy because my colleagues here in our horticulture department have been planting out several huge box-sized cycads. So we have some cycads that we've been growing in our nursery for 10 or 15 years, and we're finally getting them out into the public displays for all of you to see what we've been working on for so many years. This is one of those plants. So this is Encephalartos whitelockii. It's named after 𝘸𝘯𝘬𝘭𝘰𝘤𝘬𝘪𝘀, a wonderful plantsman from right here in Southern California who did a lot of work to describe cycad species that had never been distinguished before. So this species was named by another botanist after him. This is a Central African species, which means it gets to be big and it stays green, and naturally these grow in Uganda. The leaves on these can actually get to be 12 foot long. So they're a big, almost palm-esque cycad with a huge arborescent trunk if you give them 80 or 100 years. Slow growing just like the rest of them, but really wonderful in a garden setting because they like water and they like some nutrient as well. So for starters, I want to give you all the freedom to not be terrified about cutting off some of these outer leaves. They make it hard to plant, they get in your way, and they mean that the plant itself is losing that much more moisture with each leaf. So feel free to kind of carve them down to just the essential leaf flesh. One thing that you should not do is to disturb these very important roots right here. You'll notice these weird looking knobby roots. It almost looks like something is wrong, perhaps like nematodes on tomato roots or something along those lines. It is a colony for a non-plant entity. These are actually little homes and villages essentially for various kinds of cyanobacteria. These are the kind of bacteria that plants partner with to actually take nitrogen from the air and create a usable form for the plant to turn into the green matter above. So, cool thing about cycads in your landscape, not only do they have all of the water storage of their trunk, they also produce their own fertilizer. Don't disturb these roots because they take a lot of time to develop this kind of colony that you can see here, and this is one of your keys to low maintenance cycad growing. When it comes time to actually putting these things in the ground though, you shouldn't be too worried about all of this root material out here. I wanted to show you that with this particular plant, that the last time that we potted it up, the container was this size. And you notice that the roots actually haven't really taken on that much of the new soil. It was rooted in nicely, but still it's a very compact root system. These are very easy to transplant, even at a large size. Take it from me because the biggest cycad that I've actually moved is 7 feet, bigger than me, weighed a few hundred pounds, and it's thriving just across the way from us now. So don't be too worried about unrooting, uncontainerizing, and kind of, breaking up these roots in a sense to give them the opportunity to really cultivate their new soil space. But beware of these coralloid root clusters and beware all the serrations on a big, nasty encephalaris like this one.